Well, good evening, and thank you all for being here today. It has been quite the year. In fact, the last State of the City was done virtually, and it is a pleasure to get to do this live and in person and with an audience in attendance and council seated on the dais. And this year, we've survived a pandemic, and I have to say thank you to staff, to council, to our residents, for all of your flexibility and the adjustments that had to be made in the midst of this season. Not only did we survive a pandemic, but an ice storm as well. And thankfully, there was little damage to city facilities. Our utility staff worked very diligently throughout the entire storm. The EOC was active, and we did better than just survive. So we made it through an ice storm, and we can't say thank you enough to our community. I can't say thank you enough for the support that you have shown, not just council and myself, but especially to our officers who were injured outside of the line of duty. But I have been very proud of our community and the way they rallied around those two officers and supported their families. The city of Fulshear continues to be the fastest growing city in the state of Texas. We've been saying that for quite some time now. But the truth is, the census has said, indeed, we are the fastest growing city in the state of Texas. This last year, we were named the safest mid-size city, and so we're very thankful for our police officers and all of the support that they receive. The police department not only keeps us safe, they continue to stay active, and in fact this year received their 5-year recertification. So that's good for another 5 years, and we're proud of Chief and Captain and all of our officers and the efforts that they make throughout our city. As we continue to grow, the theme of the day is development. We continue to have ongoing conversations with both new and existing developers across the city. Last year, we signed multiple developer agreements. One of those was with the Williams Center, where the new Church of Christ is going to be home, hopefully in the very near future. TriPoint, formerly Trendmaker, we signed a DA in what is Pecan Ridge, and they actually are bringing their property into the city limits, and that was signed in June of 2020. Another developer agreement that was signed was with HHS, or Highland Homes, and it's within the downtown district, and will serve as some high-end rental properties, some townhomes, some medium-density products, and so we're excited about that. D.R. Horton signed a developer agreement in December that expanded Tamaron further west. In fact, it's called Tamaron West. Brings them all the way to Woods Road. We also completed a deal with Pulte Homes for a Fulshear Del Webb community, and that was done in January of 2021. So more homes headed this way, additional commercial development in front of those tracks. And not only that, but one of the highlights of those developer agreements were additional parkland being brought into the city. The Pecan Ridge plan has additional 12 acres right along Bessie's Creek. We're excited about the amenity that will bring. Tamaron and that developer agreement gives the city 26 acres of park space that they will build out for soccer fields. So solving that need. Additionally, we've continued to move forward with our current park spaces, and in fact have entered into phase 2 of the Primrose Park with design and development of baseball fields that hopefully will be on the ground within the next year. I keep saying it'll probably be 2, but we're excited to get those happening. I know our residents are excited to have those ball fields for our kids. Additionally, you've noticed, I'm sure, the Wildflower Project along 1093. It's been a very successful project. We're excited about it and excited about even the projects that will be coming along the Heritage Parkway as a result of what happened on 1093 with the Wildflower Project. In addition, we've just recently signed and acquired additional parkland that will help with drainage in the Penn and Lee area, Leah Lane area. It's important that we take care of some of these drainage projects and some regional solutions south of 1093. So we've embarked on a study to enhance that. We spent this last year resetting some of the flow lines and some of the drainage channels down south of 1093. In addition, we've launched, we're in the midst of projects both on the east and west side of 359 to provide regional detention and take care of some of those drainage opportunities that are in front of us. Because we understand the concern as we add new homes to the ground and the impact that it has on the community. So it's important to move forward with those drainage opportunities and drainage projects. As we continue to grow, one of the things that I'm proud of staff for is maintaining their inspections. In fact, Zach said we've doubled in the last year the number of inspections done on a daily basis, over 100 at times, over 140 inspections done on a daily basis throughout the city. Because of that growth, this council undertook a CDO project, Coordinated Development Ordinance, actually, that started before most of us were even here, the talk about this ordinance. And it was passed this year. And one of the exciting parts of that project is it positions the downtown area to develop the Livable Center study. To make it walkable, to kind of maintain that traditional feel of historic downtown. The CDO makes it easy for developers to know what's expected, and it allows us as a city to even enforce some of our standards in the ETJ that previously we were not able to do. As we grow, many of you are aware, Katy ISD is literally built out. In fact, I live in one of the new sections of Cross Creek that is completely built out. There were 2 homes available as of Sunday in all of Katy ISD within the Fulshear city limits. So we're proud to partner with Katy ISD, but now our attention turns to growth on the Lamar side. And as we continue to see that growth and new schools get added, we're excited about a new superintendent at Lamar and looking forward to continuing to foster that relationship and what it means for the city to have elementaries and junior highs, middle schools and high schools within our city limits. And we're proud to have them. With that growth, the number one concern then becomes mobility. And I am excited to let you all know that the long-awaited Heritage Parkway will be opening soon, hopefully in June, if not by July. We will be open, and that access from 1093 to I-10 will be complete. I had the privilege of driving it last week, and I know a number of our council members went on tours, and you can make the path. It's not suggested because there's barricades up, but it is almost ready to go. There's a little bit more concrete to be laid and one more crossing to be finished. But we're excited for what that means for the city and our mobility on the north-south corridor. But it's not just about going from 1093 to I-10. It's also about going east to west. And one of the first things that I found out about when I got elected was this project called Huggins Expansion, and sat with the commissioner, and the commissioner said, "Hey, we need to get some right-of-way. Can you take care of that?" Well, I am proud to announce that we have the right-of-way. I think all the documents have even been signed. If not, we're closing shortly. So hopefully that project will kick off the ground and get us expanded from Charger Way all the way through 359. pipeline, and looking forward to what that means for the city. In addition, this year, the county passed a couple of bond proposals for mobility, and one of those is a cut through on Boat Arc to make access between Boat Arc and 1093 a little bit easier. And I actually bumped into one of the owners of some property there that are excited to make that happen, and looking forward to that expansion happening soon. Additionally, the expansion of Wallace Street to be able to curb it, expand it, make it where two cars can get down there side by side, eventually becoming part of the dual pair system that's been proposed to TxDOT to move traffic north and south on that 359 corridor. With that, we continue to work even towards Harris Street, a potential rebuild within the next year or two, promoting the implementations of the Livable Center study impact, that concept there to have walkability up and down that street. We know we've got to work for additional parking, but we're excited about all of those mobility projects and what they mean for the city as we continue to experience rapid, almost unprecedented growth. The homes are flying off the market. If you aren't aware, they are very few and far between. Resale homes, the new builds are having a hard time keeping up. Obviously, lumber shortages, all of those things. But we continue to grow as a city. Cross Creek reported they had their second highest annual sales in 2020. The month of February actually was their record-breaking month this past February in new home sales. So with that, we understand the importance of that we can't just be a residential city. We've got to have economic development. So one of the things that I'm most proud of is, as a city, we recently completed and are now working to implement the Economic Development Strategic Plan, which identifies transformative projects as important targets over the next 5 to 10 years. As Fulshear continues a rapid residential build-out, these projects include the development of a vibrant downtown, a lifestyle center that could serve as a regional employment hub, a node for higher education and healthcare, parks, open spaces. Opportunity areas have been adopted for strategic investment to assist in setting the table for some of these transformative projects. These areas include downtown, the Texas Heritage Parkway corridor, FM 359, and the intersection of FM 1093 and THP. Additionally, recognize the important regional impact development in this area generates. The city has designated areas in our ETJ along I-10 as an opportunity area for investment of projects that would generate sales tax for the city. Best fit industry sectors have been selected. Selective business recruitment have been identified based on our Fulshear talent base. Some of those occupational strengths of architecture and engineering, computer and mathematics, business and financial operations. These industry sectors include corporate headquarters, offices, professional and business services, energy, technology, and higher education. Additionally, as we lay the groundwork for investment in enhanced broadband infrastructure through the development of a broadband master plan for the city, the availability of exemplary broadband is not only a basic infrastructure for our daily lives, but we also believe it can serve as a differentiator for economic competitiveness and resilience. Exemplary broadband services are also basic requirements for the nurturing and development of entrepreneurial and innovation-focused business development, which is another key target area in our strategic plan. Piggybacking off the study of the canon completed for Fort Bend County, we are working to take a closer look at how we can attract and develop a vibrant, Fulshear-centered innovation ecosystem that draws on local talent and capital. It's important as a city that we seek economic development, that we're strategic in the businesses that we go after, that we look in those opportunity areas, that we take advantage of the tools that are in front of us that have been available through the Economic Development Strategic Plan and through the Livable Center study to impact downtown, to attract those businesses, to invest in those areas. We know it's important. It's important to spread our tax base, to be a well-rounded city. In addition, this year, we've heard your concerns about energy reliability, and we're working with CenterPoint to make sure that all of our residents have reliable energy source. And so with that being said, I'm excited to announce that CenterPoint substation is currently in planning and design in the North Fulshear ETJ. That will increase our reliability. It'll provide additional service, and we're excited to have CenterPoint as a partner in continuing these initiatives. They did complete tree trimming. They're working on a number of issues throughout the city, but we know ultimately the substations is what will make the greatest impact. This year, we've continued to grow as a city staff. In fact, we offered our appreciation just last week to 68 employees who have served the city well in the midst of a pandemic, freeze, cramped spaces in city offices. But we continue to invest in staff and even move more and more services in-house so we can provide a higher level of customer service. And just recently, we hired a new communications coordinator, a city engineer, an IT professional, and even brought our utility operations completely in-house. Part of this is just the nature of a growing city and meeting the needs of our residents as we approach roughly 18,000 residents within the city limits and an additional 42 in the surrounding ETJ. In addition to adding staff and all of the studies and the projects that are ongoing, this year we were very involved in the legislative process that's currently being undertaken at the state. Whether it was supporting bills that friends and nonprofits and others were putting forth, or some of our own within the city. I am so thankful for Senator Colcourse and Representative Gates, who carried a number of bills on behalf of the city. I'm proud to announce that Senate Bill 117, House Bill 2999 were all about getting a seat for the city of Fulshear on the subsidence district. And Senate Bill 1117 passed the Senate 31-0. It has been recommended for local and consent within the House, and we fully anticipate that it will pass within the next week or so, and we will gain that seat on the subsidence district, and the mayors throughout the county will appoint an additional seat as well. So we're extremely excited about the movement that it has had. Additionally, what we filed or asked Representative Gates and Colcourse to file House Bill 2997 and Senate Bill 1172, often referred to as our platting bill, to exempt a number of properties from some platting requirements. It has been reported favorably by the House Committee, and it is scheduled. Well, it is at calendars to be scheduled. We believe it will get scheduled this week. We're optimistic that it'll pass the House, and once it does, then we believe it'll get sent to local and consent on the Senate side and pass and become law. So we're optimistic. If you are the praying type, please pray for calendars that they will get that on the schedule. There's not much more we can do on our end, but it has not faced any real opposition, so we believe it will pass. As I wrap up, just a couple of things to look forward to in the coming year. And the first of that is it is time to install a Home Rule Charter Commission to review the Home Rule Charter. And you will know next week, actually, on the 18th, we will make those nominations and seat that commission to review the Home Rule Charter. As many of you are aware, if not, I encourage you to go to the city's social media pages or to my own page. We did announce last week the purchase of a new city hall to expand facilities for both the police department and all city services, including municipal court. And we're excited about that space. We believe build-out will take roughly a year, but we'll hopefully begin to move in there fairly soon. As I close, I have to say thank you to the residents of Fulshear for your continued support, for your prayers, for your encouraging words, and even for your cordial debate. Without it, we couldn't get better, and so we appreciate that. I have to thank staff for their tireless efforts and some of the pains that come with a growing city. And most importantly, to the council seated behind me and to my left, I thank you so much for your dedication, your support, your work ethic, the countless hours that you put into doing this job, being prepared for meetings, and for fighting on behalf of the residents of our city. A special thanks to Mr. White, who is not able to be with us tonight, but he has served the city well, and we wish him very well in the days to come in his travels with his bride and time spent with family. So, Mr. White, we thank you for your service. And I look forward to, in just a few moments, installing the newly elected officials, some who are already seated, and Mr. Jones, who is with us as well, as we embark and take the oath of office this evening for those who were just recently elected on May 1st. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for your time, and I will close and continue with the rest of tonight's meeting.